And there's now question around whether the FBI tried to hide details of the motives behind the mass shooting she was guilty of. Audrey Hale, who wanted to be called Aiden Hale, killed 3 9-year-old children and 3 adults at a Presbyterian elementary school in March 2023 before being shot and killed by police. Now her manifesto has been revealed, and it shows an obsession with gender ideology and sex and transgender politics, plans to target what she called white privileged people and those who don't believe in transgender rights.
Audrey Hale, the perpetrator of the Covenant School shooting in Nashville, stands as a tragic embodiment of the very worst aspects of humanity. This individual, whose name will forever be linked with unimaginable horror, represents a deeply disturbing intersection of evil and mental depravity. What makes this case particularly unsettling is not just the act of violence itself, but the chilling insights provided by Hale's personal writings, her journal. This document offers a harrowing glimpse into a mind twisted by hatred and a desire for chaos, revealing just how far Hale had fallen from any semblance of decency or humanity. On Tuesday, the Tennessee Star and editor-in-chief, Michael Patrick Leahy, released 90 pages of writings left by Covenant School killer Audrey Elizabeth Hale. The Covenant Killer's 2023 journal, which was handwritten by Hale between January and March of 2023, can be downloaded on the Tennessee Star website. The journal was confirmed as authentic in court by a Metro Nashville government lawyer in attendance at a June 2024 court hearing, and in a court filing submitted on June 14, 2024 by MNPD Lieutenant Alfredo Alivado. The journal was legally obtained by the Star. It was recovered from Hale's vehicle by officers with the Metro Nashville Police Department, along with a spiral notebook after her March 27, 2023 attack on the Covenant School, where she murdered 3 9-year-old children and 3 adult staff members before she was killed by MNPD officers. The act of committing mass murder is, on its own, an atrocity that defies comprehension. However, the contents of Hale's journal elevate the horror to a new level. This is not just the story of a person who lost control or was driven by momentary rage. Instead, it's the story of someone who meticulously planned an attack on innocent children and adults, reveling in the idea of inflicting as much pain and terror as possible. The journal is a grotesque testament to her sick ambitions, providing a roadmap of her descent into darkness. Reading through the excerpts of Hale's writings, one cannot help but feel a profound sense of revulsion. The pages are filled with fantasies of violence, cruel calculations about how to maximize suffering, and a perverse satisfaction in the thought of ending lives. There's an unmistakable glee in her words, a kind of pleasure derived from the anticipation of what she was about to do. This isn't just a case of a disturbed individual lashing out at the world. It's a clear indication of a mind that not only accepted evil, but embraced it wholeheartedly. What makes this all the more sickening is that Hale's actions were premeditated, coldly calculated, and devoid of any empathy or remorse. She targeted a place of learning and sanctuary, a Christian school where children should have been safe, with the sole intention of turning it into a scene of carnage. The attack was not only an assault on those specific victims, but also on the very fabric of society, the trust and security that schools represent. Hale's journal reflects a complete detachment from the value of human life, a rejection of the moral and ethical norms that hold communities together. Between June 5th and September 3rd, the Star published approximately 50 articles that are based on the Covenant Killer's 2023 journal, but do not contain the actual pages from that journal. Tuesday's publication of the Covenant Killer's 2023 journal provides further evidence supporting those 50 articles, but also reveals new information, including the octagonal symbol Hale drew when writing about her planned attack on the Covenant School or her gender identity. Hale, who was 28 years old when she died, was born a biological female, but identified as a transgender male at the time of her attack. She often signed journal entries using the name Aiden. The octagonal symbol first appears on the journal's cover. Within its pages, the distinctive shape next appears on the first page, opposite where the killer wrote, "Why does my brain not work right? 'Cause I was born wrong." Hale's symbol appears throughout the journal, including in an undated entry apparently written in mid-March 2023. When the killer wrote about the attack she planned later that month, Hale stated, "Soon I will leave this world. You and your friends will be just fine. Does it even matter if I am alive?" Hale later added the octagonal symbol, and above it wrote, "No regrets by the gun." The Covenant Killer's 2023 journal and the spiral notebook were initially called a Manifesto after the attack by Metro Nashville Police Chief John Drake. MNPD officers, accompanied by agents from the FBI and the ATF, seized 20 additional journals written by Hale between 2007 and 2022 at the Nashville residence she shared with her parents during a legally authorized search on the afternoon of March 27, 2023. Those journals are said to contain about 1,000 pages. In addition, numerous videos, a suicide note, and duplicate thumb drives containing information she may have wanted police to find were seized that afternoon. Rather than an ideologically driven composition, the Manifesto comprised of the Covenant Killer's 2023 journal, the spiral notebook found in her car, and the 20 journals written between 2007 and 2022 seized from her residence, is better understood as a collection of writings in which Hale sporadically wrote her thoughts in the months and years preceding her devastating attack. The Covenant Killer's 2023 journal, left by Hale in her vehicle and seized by MNPD on March 27, 2023, and legally obtained by the Star in June 2024, provided several revelations about the killer and how she spent the months prior to the attack on the Covenant School. In various entries that referenced her mental health, Hale confirmed her desire to transition genders, revealed a purported autism diagnosis, claimed she was not bipolar, and wrote that she once called a phone number associated with a suicide prevention helpline 5 times in one day. Hale also referenced her therapist in a possible allusion to her status as a 22-year mental health patient at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, where police documents obtained by the Star reveal she was twice evaluated for commitment. In other entries, Hale wrote extensively about her gender identity, including a 3-page entry the killer titled, "My Imaginary Penis," in which she wrote about expressing sexual fantasies with stuffed animals. Hale stated, "God, I am such a pervert," she wrote. "I waste too much time in my fantasies." Hale also wrote various entries about the attack she planned at the Covenant School, revealing she considered several dates before settling on March 27th. Though the journal offers scant evidence of a political ideology or motive for the attack, Hale wrote a political rant in an entry dated 1 month prior, when she complained the United States fails to respect the rights of disabled people, gun owners, and transgender people. Hale also confirmed, in various entries, that she had been considering attacking the Covenant School for some time. In her final journal entry, which Hale appears to have written the morning of her attack, the killer wrote, "There were several times I could have been caught, especially back in the summer of 2021. Hale wrote in another entry, "For 5 years, I planned to die." And other journals found in the killer's home reportedly suggest she began contemplating an attack as a middle school student. Hale was 28 at the time of her death. Since it first obtained Hale's journal and a portion of police documents related to the Covenant case, the Star has published more than 100 articles that analyze the killer's own words or provide new details about the police investigation, including the existence of an FBI memo which strongly advised MNPD against releasing legacy tokens from killers like Hale. The term would appear to include her writings. While the FBI declined to confirm it sent the memo, the federal agency told the Star it does send such materials to local law enforcement. Editor-in-chief of the Tennessee Star, Michael Patrick Leahy, is expected to appear in a number of media outlets this week to provide further insights to the public on the Covenant Killer investigation. The MNPD crime scene photos contained in this article were legally obtained by the Tennessee Star in June 2024 from a source familiar with the MNPD investigation. A Tennessee Star watermark was added to the unredacted photos so that readers can be assured of their trustworthy authenticity. There are those who might be tempted to search for explanations or mitigating factors in cases like this: mental illness, societal pressures, or personal grievances. While these factors may contribute to understanding why someone might commit such a heinous act, they do not excuse it. In Hale's case, whatever personal demons she may have faced do not absolve her of the monstrous choice she made. The premeditated nature of her actions, as detailed in her journal, makes it clear that this was not a spontaneous act of madness, but a deliberate embrace of evil. The journal left behind by Audrey Hale is not just a window into her disturbed mind. It is a stark reminder of the capacity for cruelty that exists within the human soul. It should serve as a wake-up call, not only to the dangers posed by individuals like her, but also to the need for society to remain vigilant against the forces that can lead a person down such a dark path. The tragedy of the Covenant school shooting is compounded by the knowledge that it was preventable, that somewhere along the way, there might have been a chance to stop Haley before she acted on her deranged fantasies. In the end, Audrey Hale will be remembered not for who she was, but for what she did. Her name will be spoken with disgust and anger, a symbol of the very worst that humanity can produce. But as we grapple with the horror of her actions, we must also remember the victims, those whose lives were cut short by her cruelty. They are the ones who truly matter, and it is their memory that should drive us to ensure that nothing like this ever happens again. Hale's journal is a dark and twisted artifact, a reflection of a soul lost to the void. It should be studied, not for sympathy, but as a grim reminder of the consequences when evil is allowed to fester unchecked.